It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for starting off your work week here at Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. I'm meteorologist Abby Dyer, and I am here to get you ready for the week. It's going to be a hot one across the Ozarks. As of 5 a.m., temperatures are starting out near 70 degrees this morning, and I've got a high temperature of 96 degrees today, feeling more like 100 through most of the daytime hours. So it's going to be another scorcher. Prepare for the heat. Not a whole lot happening in terms of sky cover. It's going to be mostly sunny across the Ozarks today. Not much wind to help cool us off. Above normal temperatures, though, are in the forecast today, and that's going to last through Tuesday and Wednesday of this week as well. Here's a look at the surface map, and we are watching some activity down in the southeastern portion of the country. Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, all experiencing impacts from what will be Debbie, making impacts already in the state of Florida with torrential downpours, too much rain, and that's all going to be moving up the East Coast as we head through the work week forecast. In contrast, here in the middle part of the country, things are nice and quiet. We have high pressure in control. That means sinking air for us, a lot of sunshine on deck for us over the next couple of days. Heat index values, I have them running anywhere from 100 to 105. That's today, tomorrow, and on Wednesday. Actual temperatures may approach 100 tomorrow. I think Tuesday is the hottest day of the work week. Then we start to see numbers back off a bit. A cold front is actually going to come through by the middle of the week. It will pass as what we call a dry cold front, meaning no moisture is coming with it, no rainfall for us, but we will see a wind shift and a cool down for the second half of the work week. Today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, though, are looking hot. I have 96 for the high temperature forecast in Springfield today, closer to 98 on Tuesday. By the time we get to Wednesday, I think those 96-degree temperatures are back. It is just going to be a hot stretch here today, tomorrow, and on Wednesday. So if you have to be outdoors, remember all of our heat safety rules we were talking about last week. They apply this week, even though we don't have those heat headlines from the National Weather Service. It is still going to be dangerously hot with a little bit of relief in the forecast for the evening and overnight hours, but we're only falling to near 70. So when you start that warm, it's just not much chance for relief in the overnights. We have cooler temperatures, though, that should be in place for the second half of the work week, as well as the weekend. I see a cool down in our future there. However, even with the cooler temperatures, there's not going to be much of a rain chance in the forecast. Little to no rain in the Ozarks for the next 7 days. I don't think we see a whole lot of moisture at all. Compare that with the East Coast that's going to see just too much all at once. And all of that is from that tropical system, Debbie, bringing tons of rainfall to the state of Florida, many of the beachy areas for the Carolinas, all the way from the panhandle of Florida back up through about Myrtle Beach, expecting excessive rainfall. So all of our friends taking some late summer vacations, trying to get those in before school starts back up. If you're heading to the southeast, it's going to be messy in a few parts. Tropical storm Debbie bringing hazards to Florida and much of the southeast. We also have multiple hazards unfolding already in the state of Florida. There's torrential rain, there's dangerous rip currents, increasing winds, and life-threatening storm surge on the way as some of that water makes its way inland. Tornadoes and flash flooding are also going to be in the headlines here, as tropical systems often bring severe weather. That will also be the case this time. And of course, the excessive rain all the way from the panhandle back up through Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It's going to be just kind of a mess for many of our friends on the East Coast. So we'll be watching that and hearing about that in the national headlines over the next several days. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister Trivia question for the day. This is the question that I left you with yesterday. What is a popular theory for why men and women's buttons on their clothes are often on opposite sides? And the options that I left you with were A, it makes them easily identifiable. B, the tradition started from an honest mistake. C, it helped servants dress women. Or D, the tradition started with Christianity. Well, if you guessed C, you would be correct. The tradition of buttons on men and women's clothing being on opposite sides may have originated from the custom of wealthy women being dressed by servants who were likely right-handed. Buttoning clothing right over left have made it easier for them to dress their employer. This tradition may have been influenced by social standing, as buttons were expensive and they could only be worn by the upper class people in Europe during the 14th century. I did always wonder that. But I guess it makes sense. And I guess it kind of stuck once we started doing it that way. It was like, well, they're opposite. So they will be now forever. All right, here's your next chance to win $20 to Scooter's Coffee. What is the world's most expensive spice? Do you think it is A, saffron, B, nutmeg, C, cloves, or D, black pepper? Which one of those do you think is the world's most expensive spice? If you would like to enter our trivia brain twister question, you can do so for free over at the website. That's aroundtheozarks.com. Just make sure you enter your guess there, and we will enter all correct guesses to win that $20 gift card to Scooter's Coffee every single day this week for a new giveaway. While you're at the website, just a reminder, we're also running that fun anniversary contest for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather and Around the Ozarks with Ethan and Sarah Foreheads. Make sure you enter that contest as well. While you're on the website, you could win tickets to Alamo Draft House, dinner to Jim's Steakhouse, as well as passes to Wonders of Wildlife. So a pretty awesome giveaway going on also on the website to celebrate our anniversaries. It's about the 1-year anniversary here at Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. Thanks so much for starting your week with me, and I will chat with you again early